Hello guys, I am Mary with new updates. We begin tonight with Russian bombardment of Ukraine. There are reports that an art school in the besieged city of Mariupol was destroyed by Russian force with many 400 shelters inside, and Russian commanders with an ultimatum ordering Ukraine force in the city of surrounded within hours. A city in increasingly feeling the port of the Putin was underground. A feared assault. Many residents spent today digging grave for their neighbors. Putin ground force in making little progress in their advance toward Kyiv, leading some military analysts to predict a long and brutal statement ahead. Dozens of Ukraine's top are believed to have died in an airstrike on the military barracks. On the soldiers was pulled alive from the ruins 2 days after the attack. Despite the onslaught, the Ukrainian people remain defying a crowd in certain cities under Russia occupation, challenging Russia. Troops chanting "Go home" to soldiers were forced to reverse all this. In President Zelensky said today that he is all ready to negotiate with the Vladimir Putin, but if the talk fail, it could lead to war.
Tonight, Russia has given Ukrainian forces in Mariupol until 4 a.m. local time to surrender. This as we get a glimpse of the dark reality of life under Russian siege. Surviving, now a form of resistance. Residents like Andrei digging graves for their own neighbours. I hope there'll be some sort of a reburial, and this is just temporary, he says. The military told us to put the bodies somewhere in the cold, but the only cold places now are basements. There are people in the basements, so bringing the dead to people is just so we bury them here. President Zelensky calling Russia's actions there a terror that will be remembered for centuries to come. And tonight, reports of yet another attack on civilians, a school targeted this time, where 400 people were sheltering. Much of the city in ruins, as many as 300,000 believed to be trapped. Some in Mariupol wondering just how much longer they'll have essentials like food and firewood. University librarian Irina says, "We've been in a basement for 11 days. This is the 25th day of war. We've been counting every one of them. We hope for the best, to live as humans." Alexander and his family escaping to Lviv, calling his home city a dead zone. "I realized there were no safe places in the city anymore," he says. And there are disturbing reports from local officials accusing Russian forces of forcibly deporting residents to Russia. Moscow claiming some Ukrainians are fleeing to Russia of their own free will. But in the face of such devastating force, there aren't many choices here. Locals elsewhere continuing to show extraordinary bravery, confronting Russian military vehicles